Inside round 3, the Raiders are on the clock, and Mel Kiper Jr., a lot of familiar names still up for grabs.
They are, Trey. You got Cleveland coming up at 68 and Arizona at 69. 2 opportunities for quarterbacks. And think about Buffalo. They're picking coming up. They could have had Ryan Nassib at that point. Taking E.J. Manuel at 16. So Nassib would have kind of fallen in their lap. Doesn't matter now. They already took their quarterback.
All right, let's go back to the podium. Willie Brown to make the pick for the Oakland Raiders.
All right, let's see if they're going to go QB. There's a lot of names left on there.
With the 66th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select C.O. Moore, linebacker, Connecticut.
Well, this is not the year to be a quarterback in the draft.
Phrases earlier, and you get the sense with the way this draft is going.
These guys, I will say this as a sports fan while we're filming this, it's very difficult to put together a nice vignette from this because it's all over the place. But UConn football, guys getting drafted out of UConn, owe it to the team from, say, like, what, 6 years ago? Because nobody got drafted out of UConn before this.
The 69th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Tyrann Mathieu, defensive back, LSU.
And there it is. The wait is over for Tyrann Mathieu. It may be nothing now, but there's a connection there with Patrick Peterson.
Oh, yes, there is. That number 7, that was Patrick Peterson. Remember, Tyrann Mathieu was number 14. Patrick Peterson, hey, where am I number 7? Mathieu did and was phenomenal. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist. You're talking about a guy who made plays, game-changing plays in so many ways. You thought about here, making a tackle, tremendous tackle against Eddie Lacy, did it time and again. He was causing fumbles. He was recovering fumbles. He was doing it all. He was averaging over 15 yards a punt return. Tyrann Mathieu's only about, what, 5'8 and a half, 186 pounds, but he's a natural on a football field when it comes to making a difference. Will he stay focused? Will the off-the-field concerns be a thing of the past? Will he mature as a man in the National Football League? That's the big question.
You have to have a reason to be comfortable with this guy when you bring him in. And Patrick Peterson is the reason. When Tyrann Mathieu was a stud and when he was on the field, it was with Patrick Peterson in town. He lasted for a while, but eventually all the off-the-field things caught up. I think Patrick Peterson's presence is the reason that Arizona is able to take him.
And we don't have enough time up here to talk about probably the most important thing about the draft. Fits.
Yes.
It really comes down to fit on so many different levels. Well, the fit of Tyrann Mathieu with Patrick Peterson, for all the reasons you mentioned. And how about the locker room?
You thank his freaking lucky stars, man, because
NFL locker rooms,
what he did, there's a reason why Les Miles booted him off the team, We'll see. Yeah, we'll see in the NFL how it goes.
And cares deeply. Tyrann Mathieu is now a member of...
Everybody in Bama Nation remembers that clothesline from the Bama game 2 years ago.
Traded out to begin with everything involved. Thought the best case scenario would be late second, but here you are in the 3rd round, and this is an opportunity where Illinois has no more excuses. I mean, you're with Patrick Peterson, you're sitting there in a division where you got to step up because this is a division that's awful challenging with the quarterbacks and the teams that are in there, and Arizona's trying to get up there, and Matthew's got to be a key guy in that development.
You know, Mel, we read stories that are just awful at times. And the backstories on these young men, you hear about it all. Of all the players I've ever evaluated, this is the hardest upbringing and the roughest story that I've ever heard or I've ever read. And just when I thought it was bad, it keeps getting worse. And so he's been through a lot, this young man. He knows that he made a mistake and it all got taken away from him. I'm not saying, who knows if he's going to be able to do it. He has the opportunity. But you got to pull for him, and he knows he has the opportunity, and I just think this is the right place for Tyrann Mathieu. And if he takes it on and he does everything that's expected from him, he's got a chance to be a star in this league. I've never seen a player with his instincts and just understanding where to be in space. This is a great pick for Arizona if they can keep him on the right path.
You bring up a great point of space. Look at the vision. Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson. What they do this year, they ran the zone read, right? The biggest problem with the zone read, we've explained this, is math. You have geometry and addition as your advantage as an offense. You need players that are instinctive in space, edge players. Sub packages, Tyrann Mathieu is going to be an edge player, defending the pass and this zone read. He saw it as a player in the SEC. This is the kind of player, although he doesn't have the stature, but his instincts and willingness to stick his neck in there can be an answer defending the zone read. So I think that's a really interesting aspect to Tyrann Mathieu going to Arizona.
If I had to say one thing to Tyrann Mathieu is to get it done in Arizona. Get it done with that football team, because there were teams, as Bill Polian said, would take Tyrann Mathieu off their board.
Right.
So if it doesn't work there's not going to be a lot of teams that are going to say, hey, come with us. It's almost zero tolerance.
Fred Dilfer, Todd McShay, and Mel Kiper Jr., and for all of us that at any time had a chance to talk to Steve, as many of us did this past year, the Super Bowl, anytime you get a chance to spend some time with Steve Gleason, is time well spent. He has a phrase, as you see him coming out there now. He's lost the ability to speak, but he communicates through that computer screen. The slogan of his foundation is no white flags, as in no surrender. There's no giving up in Steve Gleason. He continues to fight ALS with every ounce of his body, and it is really a great pleasure to have him here tonight and be part of the draft process.
It really is. It's hard to talk about as well. Talk about the soul of a man. Talk about his reach and influence on others. It'd be hard to find one with a greater soul, greater reach than Gleason and all the people he's met.
Not only that, but he has refused to let this define him or control him in any way. In fact, when Scott Fujita tweeted in the picture of him retiring as a Saint, signing that one-day contract, he was in Machu Picchu, and Steve Gleason was with him. He has been an absolute inspiration, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible for people with ALS.
All right, so here's the start of you can see for yourself here.
Every one of
what school, where they played.
Of his courage, his heart, his determination. Listen into the moment.
That's what happened to
the New Orleans Saints selection. Please welcome from Washington
Terry Garr,
University, an undrafted free agent in 2000, safety Steve Gleason.
Young Frankenstein, Terry Garr. MS. It's terrible, terrible disease.
With the 75th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tyrann Armstead, tackle, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, we wish Tyrann Armstead all the luck in the world in his NFL journey, but sometimes the guy making the pick can be more important than the pick itself. And we wish Steve Gleason continued success, no white flags, no surrender in his battle to improve the lives of everyone, not only himself, with ALS.